Hello again, this is Humphrey with Router Gods, and in this video it's going to be a pretty basic video about setting up BGP. So what we have up here is two routers. We've got router A and router B. They're going to be in the same autonomous system, 65100, and autonomous system in BGP is routers under your control. So this is your area. We'll pretend that you're a small ISP and these are your internal routers. Connected in between the two routers, it's a fast Ethernet link on network 192.168.254.0/30. Router A is .1, router B is .2. So we already are booted up into our console. Go through our basic configuration. Don't forget to give it a host name. We'll do an alias. Line con 0, no exec timeout, logging synchronous. Alright, so that's our basic configuration for router A. Of course, we're going to configure the interface, so interface fast 0/0, give it an IP address 192.168.254.1. Of course, you got to give it a mask. And a /30 is a 252, no shut. And that interface is going to come up. Now what I'd like to do before configuring any type of routing protocol, BGP, EIGRP, anything like that, is I want to get the interfaces running, the IP set up, and I want layer 2, at least layer 2, layer 3 connectivity. So it means I should be able to ping from router A to router B and router B to router A. So we've got router A set up, fast Ethernet is up. We're going to go to router B. I'm going to move my telnet window over here, my putty window. Okay, so router B. Set up the host name. No IP domain lookup. It's a very important command. Set up our alias. Go into line con 0, logging synchronous. Cool. Alright, now we're going to configure the fast Ethernet interface. .2 on this one, 255.255.255. 252 is a /30. Do no shut. Alright, so the interface has come back up. We're on router B right now. We're going to end out of there, and we're going to see if we can ping 192.168.254.1, which is the other side. And we have success. So we can ping one way. We're back on router A, end out of there, ping the other way, and we're good. Alright, so we have basic connectivity. Now it's time to set up BGP. Pretty easy. It's router BGP and then the autonomous system number, so 65100. Oh, probably should be in config T. Router BGP 65100. There we go. See that you're now in BGP config mode. You can see that by config-router. And we're going to set up something called a neighbor. And in this case, setting up a neighbor is pretty easy. It's neighbor, you give it an IP address. So the neighbor of router A is router B. That's the IP address, .2 at the end. And you're going to type in remote AS 65100 because your neighbor here is in 65100. If your neighbor was in another AS like 65200, then you'd put 65200. Hit enter right there. Okay, nothing's going to happen because you've configured the neighbor statement on one side. Now you need to configure it on the other side. Going to move our telnet or putty window down there. Actually, we're going to minimize it so it's less confusing. Okay, we're on router B. Conf T, router BGP 65100. Put in a neighbor statement. 192.168.254.1. remote AS 65100. So you're on router B, your neighbor is the .1 address right there, remote AS 65100. So this is known as internal BGP or iBGP because you're in the same autonomous system. Going to hit enter there, and BGP is a little slow, but in a couple seconds hopefully you should see an adjacency. So here is a router message, gives you a time, says BGP adjacency change, and neighbor is up. And that's pretty much it for this video in setting up basic BGP between two routers. In the next video we're going to set up some loopback addresses and see how the routes go into the BGP and regular IP routing table.